Men of Reddit, what is something women hate about their bodies that you actually love? After reading this thread, men want stomach chub, thick thighs, small breasts, broad shoulders, big butt, and imperfect teeth. Danny DeVito. The perfect woman is Danny DeVito. Notice how there is immense variety in these answers. If only they knew. We do, I promise, but so do the social media, cosmetic, and diet industries. There's no profit in women internalizing their desirable to someone no matter what skeptical smiley face. The greatest marketing feat of the entire cosmetics industry was successfully convincing a sizable portion of the female population that they aren't good enough as they are. The advertisement steals her beauty, and then sells it back to her for the price of the product. Forget where I read or saw that, but it has stuck with me. When I was in college, 2 different girls reacted badly when I tried to compliment them on how pretty their freckles were. They both told me they hated them. I'll never understand it. If you have freckles, you've won the pretty face lottery emo. I used to cover mine up. One time I was out at the local club and another regular leaned in to talk and then stopped, looked at me strangely and said, "Wow, look at those freckles. Why the hell would you cover them up?" Since I stopped covering them up, I have found a lot of people who really like them. Freckles are awesome. They give off that wholesome healthy fun girl next door vibe. Love them. The soft meaty part around the hip bones that kinda spreads out when they sit down or kneel, it's so attractive. Reading all these comments is making me blush. I hate that part of my body, but maybe now, not so much. Literally nothing but love for that part, one swear. A friend of mine calls it, the reason I have 3 kids. This thread makes me not hate myself. Thanks guys. Probably a lot of stuff, but something in particular is like minor imperfections, or whatever you would call them. A woman I used to work with had a thing where it was like her teeth didn't quite line up like normal. I think maybe a mild crossbite, and I found it weirdly attractive. My wife and I are older and have been married 27 years. She doesn't like that her body looks so much older, but I like all of it. Every wrinkle, scar, extra pound, gray hair, and everything else are all signs of the life we've had together. Not all the times have been easy, but we've faced them all together. And I don't see the imprint of those years as imperfections. Laugh lines around the eyes, sometimes called crow's feet. Sexy AF on older women. It makes me really sad to see everyone in general frown upon laugh lines, whether they're on the eyes or around the mouth. Why wouldn't you want to show the world you've lived a life full of joy and laughter? I have a very young face. Like being told I look like teenager into my 30s. Also very short, which adds to it. I cherish my crow's feet. I worked hard for these lines. I remember telling my aunt when I was in my 20s how much I was looking forward to my wrinkles, and she made some comment about, "You won't say that when they happen." And while I love my aunt, I remember thinking, why couldn't you just be happy for me? Why couldn't you empower me in this? Joke's on her, I love them. Cellulite? It gaff what kind of phone she got. Their natural eyebrows. The jiggling. All that movement going on, it's enthralling. Saw this girl at one time, drop her hand. It kinda bumped her thigh, and made it shake, ever so slightly, like a firm shake. I almost died. An ex of mine from high school first caught my eye when she stomped her foot down at the skating rink and her entire leg rippled like jello. Delicious. I used to be so self-conscious about my thigh shake. I quit wearing shorts when I was 12 because of it. It's making me cry to think about it. My wife could probably be described as thick. She also loves cycling. I hate cycling, but I love to go with her for the sole reason that I can watch her jiggle in her little shorts, for mile after mile. I was always very insecure about my hip dips until my boyfriend told me he loved them. I was standing in front of him one day and he just said, "I love the way your hips go in a little there. It makes your butt so cute. It's my favorite," and I was shocked, honestly. I used to spend hours watching videos about how to exercise them away, creams that would fill them in, and other ridiculous horseshit that would never work. He somehow found every insecurity I have and Told me how attractive it is before he ever even knew I was insecure. I had to Google what hip dips were and I'm shocked that all the results were about how to get rid of them. They're beautiful, basically a little hourglass figure. That frames your butt. Thick thighs. I love thighs, and if I ain't suffocating between my wife's thighs, am I even going down on her? Thick thighs save lives. Edit. Well damn. Thanks for the award and all the upvotes. I can't believe my highest upvotes comment is about thighs, but then again I can believe it. They also unfortunately shred jeans. My boyfriend said this and I told him they eat my shorts in seconds. Imagine what they do to a man's face. Tears of joy. I'm a man who has big legs from doing squats and the chafe struggle is real. Almost all pairs of shorts, jeans end up with holes in them. I had a date in the park on Saturday and I decided to bust out the summer shorts. They all had holes in them. I almost canceled the date cause I had nothing to wear. In the end I just kinda kept my legs closed all day. And of course, by the end of the date my legs were red and raw and it hurt to walk. Literally everything. I tell my woman that all the time. She's 50, has had 3 children. She's also lost a lot of weight in the last year. She complains about her excess skin on her stomach, but to me, she's the most beautiful person I've ever met, and I tell her that daily. Don't forget to keep doing it, brother. Congratulations on succeeding in life and enjoy it for those of us that didn't get the chance or haven't gotten there quite yet. Thank you for your kind words. But for some context, I'm 45. Divorced 11 years ago. I gave up on dating for almost a decade. Focusing on raising my daughter. I never planned on finding another person who would end up completely changing my outlook on life. She's the best thing to ever happen to me. Never give up hope. Keep putting yourself out there. Rejection and heartbreak sucks. Trust me. But there's someone out there for everyone. Edit. Typo smiley face. My ex-girlfriend always complained about the size of her cheeks and how she looked like Quico, a character from an old Mexican TV series. For me, she looked gorgeous. I loved to kiss and caress her cute round face. Oh no, Quico, that's brutal. She calls herself that, loudly crying. Those lil dimple things on a woman's hips. I'm a bi chick, and this is what I find the most underrated on the female body. Collarbones and hip dimples are overlooked. Deleted. Freckles are actually so popular that people use makeup, henna, and even tattoos them on their faces nowadays. But full coverage foundation was also pretty popular a few years ago, and some still prefer it, and it pretty much creates a blank canvas where everything is covered. But I agree with you. Freckles are so adorable. It seems like one of those things where people without freckles usually want them and people with freckles usually hate them. As someone who loves freckles, this fake freckles trend has messed me up. My next crush could be built upon a foundation of lies. My wife is 5 feet 0 inches and 100 pounds. Small petite woman, yet she's given me 3 children I love so very much. She's always so damn hard on herself that it pains me to see. My ass is too big. I need a boob job. I hate my chin. My nose is janky. When I try to tell her that's all bullshit, she waves it off. You're my husband. You're supposed to say that. You look at me with rose-colored glasses. That's all some bullshit. To me, she's all I want. And all I've ever wanted. Just the sight of her is enough to send me into a mouth-watering frenzy. I've wanted her the same if not more ever since high school. Just her. Only her. Guys I work with talk among themselves wondering how an idiot like me got with a baddie like my wife. So I know I'm not the only one who sees it. But yeah, to be particular, my wife and everything about her. She's perfection and all that I truly want. Just wish she could see what I see and feel what I feel when it comes to her. She really doesn't realize that she's Helen of Troy to me. Everything that has to do with getting older. When my wife and I got married, we were obviously younger and in our 20s. Although never thin, I was more slender. My wife, 5 feet 9 and legs for days and just banging body. Now? I'm not as thin. Same as her. We have 2 kids, and I find her sexier now more than ever. In our almost decade together, we have slept on a floor, used change for gas and had our electricity turned off 3 to 4 times for non-payment. She's my ride or die. She has more of a tummy now, bigger boobs, maybe doesn't shave like she used to or wear skimpy lingerie outfits randomly. But I wouldn't trade it for the world. We have grown older together and I honestly couldn't find anything in this world that still turns me on as the certain way my wife runs her fingers down my back or how she looks naked. And it's because she's mine. Not in a possessive sexist way, but in a, I'm the luckiest guy in the world. That this beautiful human wants to spend the rest of their life with me, and have sex with me. Hopefully this isn't too long-winded. Long story short, girls spend tons